Okay, so the chapter 3, that is reproductive health, right? So WHO, that is World Health Organization, right? Reproductive health means a total well-being in all aspects of reproduction, that is physical, emotional, behavioral, and social. Okay, so reproductive health problems and strategies. So India was amongst the first countries in the world to initiate action plans and programs at a national level to attain total reproductive health as a social goal. Okay, now these programs, that is uh, family planning, were initiated in 1951, right? Now now these programs, that is family planning, now they are under the caption of reproductive and child health care programs. So reproductive and child health care programs, right? Now, okay, so introduction of sex education in schools should also be encouraged to provide right information to young, so as to discourage children from believing in myths and having misconception about sex related aspects. Okay, the statutory ban on amniocentesis for sex determination to legally check increasing menace of female feticides, massive child immunization. Okay, so these programs that many mentioned in this connection. So in amniocentesis, some of the amniotic fluid of the developing fetus is taken to analyze the fetal cells and dissolved substances. Now, this procedure is used to test for the presence of certain genetic disorders. So, amniocentesis is for the like test for the presence of certain genetic disorders such as Down syndrome, hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, Turner syndrome, or Klinefelter syndrome, right? And it also determines the survivability of the fetus. Okay, now research on various reproduction related areas are encouraged and supported by governmental and non-governmental agencies to find out new methods. So Saheli, a new oral contraceptive for the females, was developed by scientists at Central Drug Research Institute, that is CDRI, by scientists at Central Drug Research Institute, right, in Lucknow. Now, better awareness about sex-related matters, increased number of medically assisted deliveries, and better postnatal care, leading to decreased maternal and infant mortality rates. Increased number of couples with small families, better detection and cure of STDs, and overall increased medical facilities for all sex-related problems. All indicated all indicate improved reproductive health of the society. So, population stabilization and birth control. A rapid decline in death rate, that is a rapid decline in death rate, maternal mortality rate, that is death of the mothers, and infant mortality rate, the death of the fetus, as well as there is rapid decline in them, as well as increase in number of people in reproducible age are probable reason for like high population. Okay, so RCH did work well, but it was only marginal, and 211 census report the population growth rate was less than 2%, like 20 per thousand per year. The most important step to overcome this problem is to motivate smaller families by using various contraceptive methods. Okay. Then statutory raising of marriageable age of the female to 80 years and that of males to 21 years, and incentives given to the couples with small families. These are the two measures to tackle this problem. Okay. Okay, now contraceptive methods which help prevent unwanted pregnancies, right? So an ideal contraceptive should be user friendly, easily available, effective, reversible with no or less side effects, right? So it also should in no way interfere with the sexual drive or desire or the sexual act of the user. Now the contraceptive methods are divided into categories, namely the traditional, that is natural, then barrier, IUDs or oral contraceptives, injectables, implants and surgical methods. Now talking about the natural or traditional, so they work on the principle of avoiding chances of ovum and sperm meeting. Okay, so it is kind of like physical. So no, not the physical. Okay, it's kind of natural. So first one is the first natural method includes the periodic abstinence, that from day 10 to 17 of the menstrual cycle, you do not have to coitus, okay, during this period. Okay. Then then the second method is with withdrawal or coitus interruptus. So it's like the male partner withdraws his penis from the vagina just before the ejaculation so as to avoid the insemination. So withdrawal or coitus interruptus. Now third is lactational amenorrhea. Amenorrhea means the absence of the menstruation. So absence of menstruation method is based on the fact that ovulation and therefore the cycle do not occur during the period of intense lactation following parturition. So after the parturition, when the mother starts feeding their child, there is high levels of prolactin and progesterone in the mother that suppress the gonadotropins, that LH and FSH, right? And so this is why there is no menstruation during this period. So therefore, as long as mother breastfeeds the child fully, chances of conception are almost nil. Okay, and this method is effective only up to maximum period of 6 months following parturition. So after the parturition, it is applicable for 6 months, as long as mother breastfeeds their childs. Okay, now the chances of failure is very high, though it has no side effect, is almost nil. Okay, now in barrier method, like ovum and sperms are prevented from physically meeting with the help of the barriers. Now it's kind of physical method, right? Now such methods are available for both males and females. That is, first one is condoms. Okay, these are barriers, thin rubber latex sheath. Okay, and in female it covers like vagina and cervix. Okay, now now Nirod is a popular brand of male condom. Okay, now why the use of the these condoms has increased in the recent years? Because due to its additional benefit of protecting the user from contracting STIs, sexual transmitted infections, and acquired immunodeficiency syndrome (AIDS). Like, now both these are disposable and can be self-inserted and gives the privacy. Now diaphragm, cervical caps and valves. So these three barriers are only for the females, that covers the cervix. Okay, now they prevent conception by blocking the entry of the sperms through the cervix. Blocking the entry of the sperm through the cervix. Okay, now these are reusable. Now the spermicidal creams, jellies and foams. Spermicidal creams, jellies and foams are usually used along with these barriers. I mean diaphragm, cervical caps and valves to increase their contraceptive efficiency, right? Increase their contraceptive efficiency. Now another effective and popular method is the use of intrauterine devices, that is IUDs. Now these are inserted by doctors or nurses through the vagina into the uterus. Okay, now intrauterine devices, these are currently like three types. First one is non-medicated IUD, example lips loops. Then copper releasing IUD, that is copper T, copper 7 and multi-load. 375, and hormone releasing IUDs, that is progesterone LNG20. Now IUDs. So all three IUDs has the main role that increase the phagocytosis, that is killing of the sperms, phagocyte eating of the sperms within the uterus. And now talking about the copper releasing IUDs, so copper ions that release, they suppress the sperm motility and the fertilizing capacity of the sperm. Now hormone releasing IUDs in addition, so they phagocytose they phagocytoses the sperm within the uterus, right? Now this hormone releasing IUDs in addition make the uterus unsuitable for implantation and the cervix hostile to the sperms. Okay, we are not talking about the ovulation, right? So IUDs are ideal contraceptive for females who want to delay the pregnancy or space children. So it is one of the most widely accepted methods of the contraception in India. Now small doses of either progesterone estrogen in combinations. These are the pills. These taken by the females, like for a period of 21 days. Now starting preferably within the first 5 days of the menstrual cycle. So first 5 days of the menstrual cycle, you start it, and for like 21 days, and after gap of 7 days during which menstruation occurs, then you can continue it. Okay, so now what is the function of these pills, like progesterone or progesterone estrogen? So what's the function of this? They inhibit ovulation, implantation, as well as alter the quality of cervical mucus to prevent and retard entry of sperms. Okay, they inhibit ovulation, the implantation, as well as alter the quality of cervical mucus to prevent and retard the entry of sperms, right? Now these are very effective. Okay, now Saheli. Now the new oral contraceptive for the females contain, this is non-steroidal preparation. So pills have like progesterone or progesterone estrogen, these are kind of like steroidal, but Saheli is kind of once a week pill, but it has like non-steroidal preparation and it's high contraceptive value. Okay, this is the oral contraceptive. Okay, this is oral contraceptive. Now progestogens alone or in combination with estrogen, that is progestogen plus estrogens. Okay, now this can also act like injections or implants. Okay, so this can also taken as injections or implants under the skin. Okay, now the same as the pills. Okay, now administration of progestogens or progesterone estrogen combination or IUDs within 72 hours of coitus have been found to be very effective as emergency contraceptives, as they could be used to avoid possible pregnancy due to rape or casual unprotected intercourse. Now surgical method, this one is the last method. Now it is kind of like sterilization, it's kind of like the last method, that terminal method to prevent any more pregnancy. So you decided like you just don't want to get the babies, that's it. Now the surgical intervention, the principle is to block the gamete transport, not the gametogenesis. The formation of gametes is still going on, but it blocks the gamete transport and thereby prevent conception. So sterilization procedure in the male is called the vasectomy, and that in the female is called tubectomy. Okay, now in vasectomy, small part of vas deferens is removed or tied up through a small incision on the scrotum, whereas in tubectomy, a small part of the fallopian tube is removed or tied up through a small incision in the abdomen or through the vagina. So these techniques are highly effective, but their reversibility is very poor. So it's kind of totally unreversible. So once you done it, you are not going to get back it. So this is it. Like now, one must also remember that contraceptives are not regular requirements for the maintenance of reproductive health. Okay. Okay. Now, a significant role in checking uncontrolled growth of the population. So these contraceptives have, and, however, there possible ill effects like nausea, abdominal pain, breakthrough bleeding, irregular menstrual bleeding, and even breast cancer, though not very significant, but should not be ignored. Now,